Okay, this video is continuing the reflections of the shapes. This is the second video. I've gone over the reflection rules for you. There they are. When it reflects over the x-axis, it's going to affect the y. It's going to be opposite y. Reflects over the y-axis, it's going to be the opposite x. Okay, so let's continue. Number 5, reflection across the x-axis. I want to highlight my x because it's going to reflect over it. Let's put down the original first. 2, 2, 2, 5. I need to label them. And 5, 4. And that's Z. And 5, 0. That's F. So we have this figure, and it's going to reflect over the x-axis. So my rule is going to be x, y goes into, if it's over the x, it's going to affect my y. So x opposite y. So t prime will be 2, -2. C prime will be 2, -5. Z prime, oops, I'm doing exponents, will be 5, -4. And F prime will be 5, 0, because 0 is the opposite of 0. Now let's reflect it. 1, 2, 1, 2. T prime. 2, -5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C prime. 5, -4, 5, -4, Z prime. And then F is the same. So there, it's reflected over the x-axis. Number 6. And we are going to change this to be the y-axis. So I want to highlight it so I make sure it's going over the y-axis. So let's write the rule. X, Y, and that's reflecting over the y-axis. It's going to affect the x. Opposite of your x, y. So let's graph the original. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. H. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4. M. B is 1, -2. And C is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to reflect it using our rule. H prime, I'm going to take the opposite of your x would be 1. Y stays the same. M prime, opposite of your x should be 1. Y stays the same. B prime, going to take the opposite of your x, keep your y, c prime, opposite x, keep the y. Okay, I constantly want to walk myself through it so I don't get lost, because it's really easy to get lost. So let's graph the prime. 1, -5, so 1, h prime. M, b, 1, 4. And then b prime, -1, 1, 2. I think I made a mistake here. Changed the y, so we change the x. 1, 1, negative. Oh, yeah, -2. Okay. Those just don't look right. Okay, -3 and 1, 2, 3, -3. Yeah, that really doesn't look right. So obviously I've done something wrong here. Totally wrong. It has to do with these two numbers. Oh, because I went positive. That's why. I told you I make mistakes too. So this would be 1, -5. And 1, -4. It's prime and this is prime. All right, that looks, much better. Okay, sorry about that. So we just reflected it over the y. Okay, yeah. Okay, maybe you caught that before I did. Let's turn it over. I'm going to write the rule for this. And if we go over the x-axis, remember, we change the y's. So x, y, over the x-axis will change the y. Opposite of your y. So k prime will be 1. Opposite of -1 would be 1. N prime, keep your x, change your y. Opposite of 0 is 0. Q prime, keep your x, change your y. Number 8, reflecting off of the y. Okay, we're reflecting off the y. So again, x, y reflects over the y. So I want it to reflect over my y. What changes? Your x changes. So opposite of your x and keep your y. So r prime, I change my x, keep my y. N prime, opposite of my x, keep my y. B prime, opposite of my x, keep the y. E prime, opposite of my x, which is still 0, because 0 is the opposite of 0. Okay, let's look at number 9. And we're going to change this over the x axis. So again, we have x, y will reflect over the x. So if we're reflecting over the x, we're going to change the y. Your y will be opposite. So again, f prime, keep your x, change your y. W prime, keep your x, change your y. K prime, keep your x, change your y. Number 10, and we are going to go over the y-axis on this one, since we have two. Okay, so we're going to reflect over the y. So write your rule. X, y reflects into, if I'm going over the y, my x will change. Opposite x, y. So our prime v, opposite x, keep your y. Z prime, opposite x, keep your y. G prime, opposite x, keep your y. M prime, opposite x, keep your y. And we are going to do number 12. We are not going to do 11, 13, or 14. Let's just do number 12. So it is reflecting over the y-axis. And this is your original. This is your prime numbers. So this is your figure that you're making. This is reflecting over original reflection. So let's write the rule. XY reflecting over the y-axis will affect your x. So opposite x, y. And that is how we write the rule. But again, this is my original figure because these are your primes. If you have any questions, leave a comment.